Many modern readers view biblical prophecy through a cinematic lens, imagining literal physical destruction, an ultimate storm tearing at the landscape and fabric of space. 8th century BC language operates differently. Isaiah 13 warns, "Howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as destruction from the Almighty." Penned 200 years prior, creating a massive chronological gap before its realization. To understand these terrifying images, we have to look past the supernatural aesthetics and view them through the lens of ancient Near Eastern history. Throughout the scriptures, the phrase "the day of the Lord" appears as a technical term for moments when divine judgment punishes the wicked and preserves the righteous. This specific prophecy targeted the seemingly impenetrable city of Babylon. It reached fulfillment in 538 BC, when the empire fell to the invading Medes. This event followed a specific theological principle that a people who are prepared have no need to fear judgment. The destruction was a targeted removal of a specific corrupt regime. This makes the fall of Babylon a purposeful geopolitical reset, a moment where divine authority intervened in the rise and fall of nations. The text does not shy away from the human cost of this collapse. Verses 7 and 8 describe a population paralyzed by fear, with all hands becoming faint and hearts melting as citizens experience pangs and sorrows comparable to the pain of childbirth. While the prophecy frames the Lord as the one leading the armies to the gates, the actual meanness and cruelty inflicted during the siege were the decisions of men. The suffering was the result of human choices in the heat of war. These descriptions of sorrows are frequently misapplied to the end-of-the-world events mentioned in the New Testament, though those later writings were specifically concerned with the Roman destruction of Jerusalem in 70 AD. Before we can understand the cosmic metaphors that follow, we must recognize the fall of Babylon as a grounded historical tragedy. Verse 10 introduces images that seem to describe the end of the world. "For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light, the sun shall be darkened, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine." In the book of Job, the morning stars are identified as the spirit children of God, the heavenly host. In a failing empire, the darkening stars of heaven represent political leaders failing to act as guiding lights of the government. Tradition identifies the constellation Orion as Nimrod, the first king. This darkening signals his legacy, along with the current Kamian court, are permanently extinguished. With the leadership entirely gone, the darkened sun serves as a symbol for the total collapse of the overarching state. Its complete fall is as terrifying to the citizens as if the sun itself had suddenly stopped providing life-sustaining light. Furthermore, the moon failing to shine represents the absolute end of civil life. The societal structures that people depend on for order and safety have vanished into total darkness. For an ancient Jewish writer, describing stars and sun going dark was the most effective way to communicate a total political catastrophe, the death of a civilization's leadership. Verse 13 pushes the imagery further, describing a moment where the Lord will shake the heavens and the earth will be removed out of her place. This was a standard Jewish figure of speech for great calamity. Shaking the heavens and earth denoted a furious storm of political revolutions and judgments that would leave the world fundamentally unrecognizable. While these words found a literal fulfillment in the fall of Babylon, they also established a pattern for the latter days. The text indicates a time will come when the political climate of the entire world will be shaken in a similar fashion. These localized judgments on ancient empires serve as a template for a much broader, global restructuring. The ultimate fulfillment of these verses is not a story of destruction, but one of restoration. The earth is prophesied to return to its paradisical glory, a millennial condition where the environment is restored to its original harmony, enjoying continual peace. This period of peace is distinct from the Earth's final celestial state. It is a literal terrestrial era where the heavens flee and the Earth is brought back to the condition it once enjoyed.
The imagery of Isaiah 13 suggests that the day of the Lord is the process of clearing away Babylon's corruption, making room for a new era of peace.